Hey friends, it's Gerardo with another word of the week. And today we have, what are closing costs? Closing costs. So closing costs is very important, extremely important. Something that I always love to educate my buyers on. Even if the lender has talked about it, I always like to remind the buyer as well. So closing costs, in general, if you are buying a property, you have closing costs. These are expenses. If you're a seller, you also have closing costs. In this video, we are going to talk about closing costs on the buyer's perspective. So if you have notes, if you're jotting down some notes, put down 3%. Because on average, it is going to take 3% of the purchase price to close a deal. On a standard, very simple math, $100,000 loan, you are expected to pay $3,000 or 3% on closing costs. This includes title, this includes attorney, general paperwork, bank, they have fees. Now, what are not closing costs? My fee is not a closing cost. I get paid through the seller. So the seller is paying me. That is a closing cost to them. When we work together as a buyer, you are not paying my commission. That is not part of the closing cost. On top of that, I could help you negotiate that 3% closing cost from the seller, which I do. Because on average, I help my clients with 10% off the purchase price. I run my numbers, I keep track of my statistics, and I am a heavy negotiator when it comes to closing costs. I like to save money, and I love to save my clients money. So when we are submitting an offer, I always ask, are we going to need closing costs? Because if we do, I'm going to be there and I'm going to help you negotiate up to 3% of closing costs so that you do not have to bring that to the closing table. And we will make sure that the buyer kicks in, helps out with at least up to 3%. Now, when we negotiate, it's a give and take. We negotiate. So what we do there is we start off with that 3% closing cost and we negotiate. Sometimes we get it all. Many times I've gotten it for my clients. And sometimes we might get a little bit less. But nonetheless, that help from the seller in negotiating those closing costs is earning you money. It's saving your money. So I'd rather have the seller help out with the closing costs so you could keep that money and possibly use that for the home or furniture or whatever it may be. Maybe it's goes back to the bank account. But regardless, it's money saved. And again, I am a strong negotiator. I help my clients with closing costs. And on average, I have saved my clients from the purchase price. I brought them down roughly around 10%. So again, this is Gerardo with another word of the week and closing costs. Thank you very much. Stay tuned for the other. Feel free to share this video, comment below, and if so, interview me to become your realtor. Thank you.